In this segment, you will hear what this passage sounds like before being edited. Every cell in his body wanted to flee from the nefariousness in the air. If he were any less of a man, he would have certainly convinced himself that his brother could handle this situation on his own. A stupid grin grew on his face as he laughed at his own thoughts. God would never have placed me here if he thought I couldn't handle it. Taking a deep breath, he moved deeper into the club's private lounge area. Carefully and efficiently, he moved from room to room, finding most of them empty or cluttered with lifeless bodies, frozen in time. Just as he reached for the doorknob of the last room, he heard his brother calling for him behind his shoulder. He could not decipher what he was shouting. "There you are." Maxwell was relieved to finally see him alive and well. "Don't open that door." The uneasiness in Tamarius' voice rang clear to Maxwell. "What happened? What's in there? Are you sure Ronald is?" Tamarius did not need to complete his question. Maxwell knew something was not right with Ronald. His concern increased, remembering he had left him with the boys. "Why? Where is he?" Tamarius sensed his brother's fear. Without further word, they darted out of the building to the awaiting SUV. "Dad, Unc, where's Mr. Washington?" Max was in the driver's seat. Tamarius quickly ran around the SUV and opened the back. Stepping up to the vehicle and peeking over the seat, he took a careful look at Ronald. Moments earlier, when Tamarius had run off in search of Akeem, he had stumbled across an unsettling scene. Standing back, he had listened to the conversation. Now you will hear the same passage after it has been edited. Every cell in his body recoiled, desperate to escape from the thick cloud of nefariousness that hung in the air, assaulting his senses. The acrid stench of decay mingled with the sickly sweet aroma of spilled alcohol, creating a nauseating cocktail that filled the room. If he were any less of a man, doubt would have crept into his mind, convincing him that his brother could handle this dire situation alone. But a stupid grin spread across his face as he chuckled at his own thoughts, a nervous energy pulsating through his veins. "God would never have placed me here if he thought I couldn't handle it." Maxwell took a deep breath to steady his racing heart. With every step, he ventured deeper into the dim private lounge of the club. The flickering lights cast eerie shadows, dancing along the cracked walls. Each room he entered held emptiness or chaos, frozen remnants of life as macabre statues. Trepidation filled him as he neared the last room's doorknob. The air grew heavier, suffocating his lungs, and the distant sounds of muffled cries and distant music filled his ears. Before turning the knob, his brother's voice called out to him amid the clamor. The words were indistinguishable, lost amidst the chaotic symphony. "There you are." Maxwell's eyes locking onto his brother's figure, standing unharmed amidst the turmoil. But the uneasiness in Tamarius' voice cut through the momentary solace, a warning that sent shivers down Maxwell's spine. "What happened? What's in there?" He points back at the door behind him. Tamarius appeared pale, his usually golden complexion now drained of color. His hand trembled as he pressed it against his solar plexus, feeling a tightness in his chest. The unspoken question hung in the air, but Maxwell already knew the answer. Ronald was cursed. A wave of concern washed over Maxwell, his mind racing as he recalled leaving Ronald with the boys. The weight of his worry intensified, making his heart pound in his ears. "Where is he?" Tamarius's voice trembled with the same fear that gripped Maxwell. Without uttering another word, they bolted out of the building, the sound of their hurried footsteps echoing in the empty corridor. As they reached the exit, the crisp autumn air hit them, carrying the faint smell of fallen leaves. They hurried towards the waiting SUV, their breaths quick and shallow, their urgency palpable. "Dad, Unc, where's Mr. Washington?" Max was in the driver's seat. Tamarius ran around the SUV and opened the back. Approaching the vehicle, he peered at Ronald from over the seat. Moments earlier, when Tamarius had run off in search of Akeem, He had stumbled across an unsettling scene. Standing back, he focused on the primary voices coming from the room.